Good afternoon. I don't know, it's like 4 o'clock and I have to start my other job. Sorry, the heater's on. It's cold here. It's snowing in Minnesota. It's April, 21st? And it's snowing. But I just wanted to hop on. I wasn't going to start the video today, but it's Friday. And I just put my 2-week notice in for my legal job. And here's the deal. So somebody asked me how I got a legal job because they wanted to know, because they're in legal and they're on the road and they wanted to know how I got it. I had applied for a lot of remote legal jobs. Here's the thing. So I've been in the legal field since I was 19. I started out as a receptionist and then I went to school. I got a paralegal degree, a 2-year paralegal degree from a 2-year college. So it's an AA, Associate of Arts degree. And actually I started going to the U first, the University of Minnesota. They had a 4-year paralegal degree. And after my first semester, yes, that's how old I am. There were semesters back, they were quarters. I'm sorry. They were quarters back then, not semesters. Now they're semesters, so they were quarters. And after my first quarter, they decided to discontinue the paralegal program. And so I was going to the U at the same time, taking classes as I was at Inver Hills. And then I got my 2-year, but a year of my credits from my paralegal degree wouldn't transfer back to the U. So I had to go an extra year to the U, and I have a political science degree, if you don't know. I took the LSAT. I was already working for attorneys and then decided, you know what, I don't want to be an attorney. So anyway, back to the story. So when I was looking for a job, so I've been in the legal field, I'm 57. So what, almost 40 years? And when I left my last legal job, and then I'd done contract, I was making between like $32 and $35 an hour. Other than contract, then I had benefits and stuff like that. So this job, I couldn't find one. Now, anybody, it doesn't matter, like they want you to have a degree, your paralegal at least certificate, and they're only paying like $14 to like $20 an hour. I'm like, but that's what I started at back then. Actually, I started at $7.50 an hour, like way back when. But I'm like, so 40 years experience. So then I couldn't find anything, even that. Like I was like, okay, whatever. I just need something to bring in some, money. And so then again, I would put my resume in and stuff, and so then I put it on Facebook. I have, like I said, I have a big reach, and a place I had worked for before reached out to me, and they're like, oh yeah, we're just looking for somebody part-time, 4 hours a day. And I'm like, okay, that's great. And they were paying $20 an hour. I'm like, okay, it's 4 hours a day. And thinking it would just be like, something simple. Well, I just quit that job because there is no way for everything that they expected like me to do, and they have other people working there, and another girl that just started the same time I did just quit also. And then I know people have quit in the past. And here's the thing, it's not that people don't want to work. It's like they don't want to work for crumbs, especially when I have all this experience behind me. You think it would be a pretty easy job. And even though these other girls, I don't know if they've even worked in the legal field before. And I have been, and even I was like, this is too much. And so today I was like, that's it. I can make more. I make $18 at Walgreens now, and basically a cashier. And yeah, and that's a pretty easy job. And then as a waitress, I can make a lot more money. I was bringing home $269 a week after taxes at the legal job, and that was 20 hours a week. And was like, they expected me to answer emails. They expected me to, like, I did a specific part of the job, but then when this other part came up, they want me to do that, and everything is all different. Like, there's not just like one linear kind of thing for each job. Like, you could do the one thing on one job, and another job could be like the same thing, and you would write something back, and they would be like, no, that's totally wrong. Like, well, yeah, well, I don't know. And they're super busy. And so all this to say, listen, I'm a hard worker. I like to work, but it is ridiculous. Listen, I have no shame. I would rather be a server and serve people and talk to people and walk away with a little cash in my pocket, you know, after I serve somebody, than to work this hard at a 4-hour-a-day job, than put up with this. And then, so I wrote him this email today, and I sent it to his personal email, because I didn't want to, we're like on a messaging system, and it's my two bosses and me are on like one of the messaging systems, you know, so we can just message each other. And so I sent him this email, and I just explained, like, listen, I just have to make money, and, you know, and plus I said, in this job, there is no way that I could even learn anything. Nobody can, not learn anything, but learn how to do this job, because everything is so different for each different thing. I can't even like explain to you. And I said, it's frustrating for me, because, you know, I like to, not that I like rules, but I like to know, like, okay, this is how you do this, and then that's how it's going to be, you know, when you run into the same thing and the same thing and the same thing, and it's never the same thing. And so then, you know, I get noticed like, oh, no, that wasn't right. Like, but that's what happened last time. It just was so much to learn, and there's no way that I could possibly even learn anything unless it's years to come. I'm willing to put in that time for $20 an hour and no benefits or anything. So then they threw something at me today, because I think I was the only one online working, and it was a rush, and they're like, do this, and it's not something that I normally do, like I've done it before, but they're like, yeah, you need to do 2 of these jobs and get them done really quick because the guy's on the way. And I said, well, it's going to take a while. I have to merge these documents, and sometimes I don't know like what order they go in. And I said, well, and I was already mad, and I was almost going to quit right then, but I'm just not that type of person. And I said, well, frickin' A, I haven't done this in a long time. Like, it's going to take me a bit. And then it's like, well, and then can you send it by print and go, which I just talked about? But I'm like, no, I can't. I had never done that for them. Like, you know, I never done a job and done it through them. And it takes a while. And, you know, when you're all flustered and you're trying to like be fast, and then I couldn't even think of like the steps that I needed to take because I hadn't done it in a while. And so then I messaged him personally through the messaging system. And I said, hey, I don't know if you saw, I sent that an email. I gave you a 2-week notice to your email. And I said, I just didn't want to write it on here in our group chat because I didn't want to disrupt the workflow today. And he was on there because he had been messaging. And I never got a response from either the email or the personal, like, instant message. I mean, how do you treat people like that? Especially good workers. And listen, I'm worth more than $20 an hour in the legal field because I have so many years experience. And if I am overwhelmed by a part-time $20 job, they're never going to keep anybody. I mean, not saying I'm special, but I'm saying if somebody who hasn't even worked that long in the legal field, if I am overwhelmed and can't even, like, feel like I can't do all this, then how can somebody else? So yeah, I wish I could be done today, but you know, I stick to my word. And that other girl just quit. She was just done last week. So, and I know they hired somebody else at their training. So we'll see how long that one lasts. I mean, that's not my problem. But, yeah, so I'll give them 2 weeks. But I can make more money. I'll pick up more shifts at the restaurant and go home with a lot more money. Probably go home with some days what I made in a week there. And, you know, just serving people their food and their drinks. So now I'm determined to be the best damn server you've ever seen. And there is no shame in that. I don't know why anybody wants a freaking corporate job. And I don't know, maybe it's different. I've always just kind of worked in the legal field. I mean, I worked at med spas and stuff, but as far as like, you know, working at a desk all day in a corporate job, it's usually always been legal. And boy, they think they own you for 20 bucks an hour. You gotta be shitting me. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. And I think to myself how strong I've become. Because before, I would have felt kind of small and kind of like, not like it was my fault, but like, oh, you don't want to put anybody out, you know, and, you know, quitting or whatever. Like, oh, maybe I can hang on and just do it, you know, some more. And now my thought is like, no, you're taking advantage of me. And I'm not putting up with that. That's on you. That's not on me. That's on you. So I hope if you're in that situation, you realize how valuable you are, especially someone with 40 years experience. And I said, if it was just like a $20 job and I was just like, you know, doing one thing and entering stuff, that would have been fine. That would have been worth 20 bucks. But to put all that on me, like I'm going to be doing, you know, as you train me, what you guys do, and you own the company and you make a lot of money and live in big houses, no. Not gonna happen. So anyway, okay, quit my legal job, and I don't think I will be taking another legal job. So if you're looking for a legal job, maybe you don't want to find one. But yeah, I tried to look and I couldn't find one anyway, even with all my experience. And again, they were only paying seriously 14 to 20. Highest I think I saw was 22, but they gave you know, between like 15 and 22. Yeah. Know your worth. Okay, I'm gonna go relax and warm up before I have to go to my second night of training at that job. And like I said, now I'm motivated to be really good there, because there most of the time, like the work you put in, you'll get like better tips out of it. So at least I'm motivated, and I can make as like more money by being even that better of a server. And I have no shame. I don't want to work a corporate job. I don't want a white picket fence with 2.5 kids and a dog and, you know, a husband. I don't want that. That's not my American dream. That's not my dream. My dream is I want to travel and make money, and make as much money in the shortest amount of time as possible. And I'd say for the least amount of work, but I don't mind working. I like working. So, and waitressing is a hard job. I mean, you know, being on your feet all the time and stuff. But I enjoy that. So that's where I'm going to put my efforts. Okay, carry on. I will see you soon. Okay, bye. Happy Friday. Okay, so it was like, it's Sunday. Good morning. And it was like 30 degrees last night. And so I turned Charlene on this morning at like 7. And I fell back to sleep, and she was on for a couple hours. Probably not good, but you know, it is what it is. So I woke up and now she won't start. So I should have had this handy before, but I am looking for my 10 millimeter thing to take off the thing for the thing, you know? So let's see if we can figure this out. I got the hood popped up. I'm at Walgreens, and yeah, I can do this. I know I can do this. Okay, I'll be right back after I do this. Okay, I just needed to give it a little muscle. So it's just this screw here. I was looking through all my tools back there. I have so many tools, which now I know is a good thing. I love my tools. I got it. Okay, let's take it off for 10 seconds and then see if it's done. All right. Oh, my hands are all dirty. Welcome to Sunday. Come on, Charlene, you got it in ya, you got it in ya. Well, better, but she still didn't stay started. Okay, let me try it again. Got it. Charlene's a purring. Amber, so I'm at Walgreens. Amber, gal that works there, helped me jump Charlene, and she started right away. Sounds good. My fault for falling asleep and leaving Charlene on for so long. So, and then also too, when I first tried to start it, I noticed it helps a lot if I turn like the battery off there and, you know, everything else off. And yeah, just a tip for you guys. So, all right, let's go get coffee, and we're going to Camp Rock today. Okay, I need my coffee. Let's go. So I just dumped, and it's on the weekend, and it's on your honor. So it's $4, so I had to get change. But anyway, I wanted to give you an update on the job. So I wrote this nice email explaining things. And listen, in our job, when a client writes us, because we get, you know, all day long, that's how we work. We get attachments and anyway, and our rule is that we have to respond to an email within 3 minutes, a client's email, even just like to acknowledge, to say, we've received your email, we're working on it, whatever. So I've been waiting. It's Sunday at like, I don't know, 12:30. And I still never got an email. And I even wrote him on that instant messaging like an hour or two later, you know, saying, hey, did you get it? And he's like, yeah, but I'm busy at the moment. I'll respond later. Well, it doesn't take that much to respond. Just say, I mean, I quit. This is not, what I've realized too, you know how people try and act like your friends at business or at work. They are not your friends. It's a job. It's a job. It's not a friendship. It's a job, okay? And if they fire you, you don't get a 2-week notice. Isn't that interesting that we're supposed to feel like they're doing us a favor or something, and we give them the courtesy of 2 weeks, but yet if we get fired, we don't get that notice, and we're just out in the cold. So I just wrote him and said, listen, I haven't gotten a response from you, and it's funny how in 3 minutes we have to respond to a client, you know, as an acknowledgement to know that we've got it. And I said, you couldn't even do that for me. It's not that deep. I put in my 2 weeks, and you should say, oh, okay. I mean, and that would have been enough. Oh, okay, Tracey, sorry to hear, or just okay, Tracey, whatever. And I don't care if you're pissed at me. This is not about feelings. This is not personal. I mean, it's personal for me, where I am in my life right now, and what I need to do. But I don't owe you anything. I work for my money. I don't owe you anything else. I don't get benefits. I don't get anything. I get an hourly wage, and a small one, and I don't owe you anything above and beyond that, because guess what? It's a give and take. I work, you pay. That's it. That's all. And I used to in the past like make it so dramatic, or, you know, it was personal, like, oh my gosh, you know, I don't want them to be mad at me. I don't want to burn a bridge. I don't fucking care if I burn a bridge. You piss me off. You can't disrespect. It's just so funny how they can disrespect workers. Like I said, they could fire you at a moment's notice, and that's it. You're out of there. Like then they're packing up your stuff and walking you out. How embarrassing. It's never happened to me, but yeah, I'm sure. And but if you give a 2-week notice and I don't even get any freaking acknowledgement, I'm like, I'm going off Viber, which is our instant messaging. I go, so don't even bother writing me there. I said Friday was my last day. I just feel disrespected. And I said, send me how much you owe me tomorrow, and I write myself a check, and I'll send the rest of them back. Bing, bang, boom, done. And I think that van life, 2 years of on my own, you know, like the van this morning went work, I don't get upset about it. I'm like, yep, figure it out, Tracy. One step at a time, you figure it out. It'll get figured out. It's not like I'm going to be sitting in the parking lot for a week, you know. Something's going to happen. Somebody will help me. I can figure it out. It'll get towed. Whatever it is, there's a solution. So don't get your undies in a bundle, okay? If something's happening, just stay in the moment. Be like, okay, what should I do first? And then just go from there. So work is not personal. It's an agreement. You work for money. That's it. It's a business agreement, not a personal agreement. Done. Tracy Tischler ain't taking any more of it. I am just not taking any more of it, and I refuse to feel bad or guilty or anything. Why should I feel guilty about somebody else treating me like shit? And they'll survive. Believe me, they'll survive. And so will I. At first I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong, and I learned how to get along, and now you're back. Okay. Ooh, Camp Rock. I'm practicing for Camp Rock today. All right, here we go. I gotta do more stuff. Okay, bye. I just got done working out, and I was looking through my footage. I was starting to put it together, and I'm gonna have to upload this one as a separate one because I still got Camp Rock that I'm going to. Got my bibs on, and then I'm talking with Joy tonight. So believe me, this is already like 20-some minutes, and so yeah, it would be way too long. So I'm just gonna upload this tonight as like an extra one, and but thank you for listening to me. Again, in the moment, I did that footage of right after I sent my 2-week notice, you know, and I was so mad. And so it was just me kind of processing myself and just talking to the camera. But a lot of you seem to like that. So, you know, it's just real life. This is what's happening daily in my life. Like, my videos aren't pre-recorded from 2 weeks ago and then I'm uploading them. This is really in real time. And so it is Sunday, and I'm going to end this here. And here's the thing too, I want to tell you that I get so many people. I had a woman send me a coffee, and she's like, thank you, you've inspired me to start SUV/van life. I'm 50-ish, and you know, just thank you. And here's the thing, when I get messages like that, it inspires me to be bolder, and I hope that makes sense. So it's all like a circle. You inspire me in return to keep being bold, and yeah, so we both get something from each other. Anywho, I'll let you go. I'm such a gabber, I'm sorry, but that's just who I am. I can't change my laugh. I'm sorry. I know that bothers some people. I can't change. Well, I suppose I could change my talking too much, but I don't know. I like it. Anyway. Okay, off to Camp Rock. Oh, somebody, it sounds, because I laugh like this. This is really how I laugh. Squirrel! Like, nothing comes out. My daughter laughs exactly the same way. Nothing comes out at first, then we laugh. Somebody wrote me in the last video. What do you smoke? Packs of cigarettes or something? That wee thing. Oh, people. Gotta love them. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. I'm off to Camp Rock, so that'll be tomorrow's video. Camp Rock, enjoy. What more could you ask for to start your week, right? Okay, thanks for being here with me. Thanks for listening to me. I hope you get encouragement too, that you don't have to put up with a lot, and you can be stronger and bolder in your own life. Okay, go out, make an adventure, no matter how big or how small. You have to sell everything and move into a van. Life is an adventure. Oh my gosh, look at today. I've already run into Charlene not starting and having to get it jumped and doing all that. It's all an adventure, okay? And go call someone you love. And as Joy says, tell them that you love them. And don't you dare forget your magic. Happy Sunday. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye.